What kind of life do you imagine living? Today is Women's Day. Happy Women's Day. And as a woman, what is the most essential gift that you want to give to this world before you die? Where do you see your life as blossoming and flourishing with joy and happiness, no matter what other people have done to you, treated you, or what scars or wounds life has left upon you? For most of us, we're just living life, going day to day, doing our routines, and we're not stopping to look within our inner lives about what really are we creating in our minds, in our hearts, and carrying that over and over again with us for several thousand and millions of seconds and minutes and years and years. Wounds like, when I hear stories, when I hear the news about the gunfire from Florida, and everybody's blaming that boy for doing something so horrific. But if we were to stop and pause and think, it's so much, the actions and events like that are so much about what's really going on in our inner lives. And in today's world, our inner lives are depleting more and more as we're becoming more and more body conscious, and we're becoming less focused in the inside. Like, not everybody is, but to a large extent that focus has shifted. And in that sense, I love psychology. I love everything that it has taught me as a psychologist, and even now as a life coach, everything that I'm discovering more and more to share these gifts. Locus of control is an excellent concept to understand. There are two types of attitude that we can carry with us throughout our lives. One is called the external locus of control, and the other is internal locus of control. I like it the other way, internal locus of control and external locus of control. Anybody with internal locus of control is a person who takes responsibility and takes charge for their life, for especially the negative experiences in their life. Something as simple as failing an exam, and that person doesn't blame it on the paper, doesn't say the test was hard, and rather says, I will work harder next time. I didn't work hard enough. Taking that further to several other life events, they do not blame God for negative things that happen to them, or they do not seek astrologers or gemstones as remedies for their life. They may seek them as inspiration and guidance, but not as remedies. People with external locus of control tend to feel they have much less control on their lives, much less influence on the outcomes that they can bring in their lives. So they easily blame others for doing bad to them. They blame others for their mistakes and shortcomings. They blame others for their anger. When people say, you made me angry and you're causing all this, that's the person speaking from external locus of control. And all of us can kind of merge into either of the state every now and then, but we are predominantly either internal or external. Know that the more external you are, the more passive your approach is to life. You're like flowing through life, is bringing outcomes and experiences to you, and you're almost acting helpless and going along that. In that case, other people can do negative things to us with external locus of control, and we can feel crippled and helpless and internally be resentful and hold that grudge on for several years, feeling hurt and keeping that within us. A person with internal locus of control feels hurt. They recognize that, and they're willing to do something about it. Either they may work through it themselves, or they may seek a life coach or a psychologist like myself. They may do something else, go out for a walk in nature, whatever they need to do for internal healing. But they are going to find a way and be a leader rather than a follower. So we see that people with external locus of control that blame others and blame situations and leave it on fate and destiny, karma, things were meant to happen, I must have done something wrong. It's the victim mentality, or blaming other people, they are bad people, and staying in that mode. They tend to conform more to society and cultural beliefs and stay resentful within themselves. People with internal locus of control define their own rules in life and have richer, happier inner lives, no matter how many struggles they have outside of them. And life is hard. It is really hard for many of us in today's world. It's stressful, it's hard, we're frustrated, and yet, despite of all the hardships, there is yet a choice to make about what attitude and what solutions. Do we really want solutions? The person with internal locus of control is looking for solutions, is looking to evolve. A person with external locus of control is looking to revolve around their problems. They're looking for not solutions. They're looking to just stay stuck there in their comfort zone, not have to face their fears, not have to grow, not have to do things that are emotionally hard. It's sort of like the person who wants to go to the gym and work out no matter how hard their genes are for their body. Like I have really, like I used to be that earlier. I would see my husband and my in-laws, and they eat so much sugar and they eat unhealthy, like junk food, like in huge amounts, and nothing happens to their body. It's just not in their genes. And for me, I'm such a great eater. I have that little window of like all the negative food that I eat, but it'll show that much. And I used to stay in the victim mentality with it, but no more. No more am I ready to be that, because it feels really bad to stay in the external locus of control, to let other people, God, life, fate, karma, etc., gemstones, pujas, and other things take charge of my life. Another good example is weather. You know how weather affects us, like winter, and we feel glum, and some people hate the summer, and we can be so grumpy about it. And for how long do you want to stay grumpy? So think about all of the different weathers in your life, different climates that other people, situations, hardships bring to us. And what are we going to do about it? Are we going to say that's the weather and I submit my life and I can't do nothing about it and I'm going to stay sad and let it affect me? Or are we going to take charge, be the leader, and transform our life? And that's what people like me, life coaches and psychologists, are, to show you how to move from external to internal locus of control and have a great, rich, beautiful inner life, no matter what's happening outside of us. All right, everybody, have a wonderful Women's Day. Love you all.